Thank you. I'm delighted to be here again at the TIS Summit. Thank you, Jose and the team. It gives me an honor to talk about a topic that is both passion and necessity in our lives, which is health and wellness. And I would like to talk about 4 key themes: the global health, the future of global health, the need for collaborative efforts, which is precisely why we are here and Jose is giving that platform for all of us, life-altering innovations. The global health is an interdisciplinary pursuit, and in the recent years we have witnessed this. There was a paradigm shift in how diseases affect the world. And now diseases that are once localized issues confined within borders of specific countries or regions have now transcended these boundaries, and they have no boundaries at all. Take for instance Ebola virus, right? For decades Ebola was largely perceived as a remote problem confined to a certain part of Africa. And however, recent outbreaks have starkly demonstrated that in an interconnected world, a health crisis in one region can quickly become a global emergency. Now, this reality was further underscored by the COVID-19 pandemic, which rapidly transformed from localized outbreak to a global catastrophe affecting every corner of the planet. This phenomenon is not only to viral outbreaks. We are now observing diseases typically associated with the southern hemisphere, like malaria, dengue, typhoid, moving on to the northern hemisphere, where they were previously rare or non-existent. And this alarming trend is a clear indication of how environment changes, global travel, trade are erasing the traditional geographical boundaries of diseases. And how do we cope with it? Now, such developments demand a unified response, and we must acknowledge that an outbreak anywhere is a threat everywhere. And it is important that we foster global collaboration, share resources, and exchange knowledge to combat threats effectively. This means strengthening health system in vulnerable regions, investigation and research and development, ensuring equitable access to healthcare and medical advancement in across the globe. And we have seen this model work in the case of COVID. The Oxford research collaborated with Indian pharmaceutical company, and they were able to provide vaccine to the whole world. And this intersection of communities, clinicians, research is more critical than ever, especially in the face of global geopolitical disruption. Now, the traditional model of drug discovery and development of new medicine is predicated on secrecy and the maximum use of intellectual properties. And today's situation requires bold new approaches to the organization of pharmaceutical research and development. In particularly, it calls for infusing drug discovery with the ethos of open science through adoption of less restrictive approach to the sharing of pharmaceutical tools and data, and redefinition of the role that IP plays in the drug discovery process. Now, the primer driver to all the new technologies SDG goal for UN, including cleaner energy, cleaner water, biodiversity, global warming, carbon capture, hydrogen, fight against pollution, is aimed at one thing, which is better health, better aging. So the pharmaceutical industry has evolved in meteoric fashion in the last 2 decades, and having said this, we are going to see unprecedented changes in the next 2 decades. And as a think tank, we have listed out 10 future scenarios, and let me list them out. The first one being, the pharmaceutical industry is going to be global. Now, I was talking to a CEO of GSK a few years back, and she mentioned that she felt that the industry would be centered in Boston, Bangalore, and Shanghai. The industry is going to be more virtual, small, and nimble. We will see less of billion-dollar research centers like AstraZeneca and GSK. Industry will go where the skill goes. Now, the pharmaceutical industry was defined by skills in medicinal chemistry, pharmacology, toxicology, and in the future, the industry will be more rely on computational science, data science, material science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and physics. The conventional industries will not own a new skill set to match major leaps in technology and science. With genome editing capabilities on a workbench, there will be a paradigm shift in the workflow dynamic, and the size of the R&D will be smaller but more efficient, revealing even larger workforces. Small molecules will be the next thing to the cell therapy. The focus of the industry will change from small molecules to cell therapy, vaccine, mRNA, and gene therapy. The treat paradigm will move to be more to preventive therapy using imaging technology, fluids, and digital technology. AI and machine learning will together create the first $1 trillion medical company. The ability to model disease is based on big data. Now, the US FDA has already given a mandate saying no animal data are required for preclinical studies. We can use organoids, organs, or chips. And the last one being the need for platform technology. Platform technologies are essential because they allow to create a single formulation that can be used for various treatments. And at Synergia, we have innovated and patented a nanotechnology platform that enables us to incorporate any active pharmaceutical ingredient, and my previous speaker explained the active pharmaceutical ingredient, to deliver it directly to the brain via nasal spray. And to this platform, we can add plethora of drugs, coming under the class of antiemetic, antipsychotic, vaccine, analgesic, antipyretic, basically any lipophilic drug. As I would like to conclude, I would like to mention that as we face these challenges, let's remember the global health is not just a medical or scientific issue, it's a matter of social justice and human rights. The health of an individual in Africa, Asia, or South America directly impacts the health security of someone in Europe, North America, Australia. So we are all in this together, and only through collective action can we hope to safeguard the health and well-being of worldwide. Thank you.